been fantastic finishes in at least 6 of them, and some exciting finishes in the back part of the pack because they're trying to make points towards the NCAA seedings. And if you're here watching your crew go and you've seen some of these exciting finishes and would like to have a souvenir from these outstanding camera positions up and down our race course, then stop by the merchandise tent and make an order for a DVD, name the race. Now, the DVD is generally available about 45 minutes to an hour after the race, and you have a complete DVD look at the race that you can take home. They are ready about a half hour after the race is official, and you can stop by the merchandise tent and pick one up, an exciting souvenir from the 40th annual San Diego Crew Classic.
And I have to tell you, as a coach and as an athlete, the quality of these DVDs is extraordinary, and they really are quite an addition to your home memories. So we are getting ready for the Jessop-Whittier Cup in honor of Patty Wyatt. This Collegiate Varsity Invitational race is it's all about the pride and also the NCAA qualifications. The race starts now. And pretty exciting here, University of Virginia, which is ranked #1 and finished #1 at the NCAAs last year. We actually have the coxswain wired up. So we're actually going to hear what she's saying. Her job at the start is to make sure her crew is lined up, but also to keep them calm, collected, and focused. There's a fury at the start to get this boat and the rowers moving from 0 to 60, so to speak, in 25 strokes. And we're going to be able to hear what she has to say to them to keep them calm and focused while they're all worked up as they start their charge to the 2013 NCAA campaign.
Do we need a delay on the microphone for that?
Virginia, Washington, UCLA,
Varsity
Washington State,
Invitational, Lane 1,
Texas.
University of Virginia. Lane 2, University of Washington. Lane 3, UCLA. Lane 4, Washington State University. Lane 5, University of Texas. The crews are away from the starting boats. And very nice rowing here. Once again, not biased water at all. Fair conditions all the way down. It appears the Huskies and the Cavaliers are off quickly. University of Washington in lane 2 and University of Virginia in lane 1 going bow ball to bow ball. UCLA is very close to them as well. In fact, all 5 crews are within 2 seats of one another as we approach the 250 meter mark. So 250 meters down, Washington, Virginia battling it out. Not far behind in that 3rd position is UCLA. Then outside to the University of Texas, and Washington State is in that 5th spot. Making the transition now into the race pace. UCLA calling for a 10 here. Moving back in, which is going to be an exciting race between the 3 crews in lanes 1, 2, and 3. And then quite a battle for the 4th position between Washington State in lane 4, University of Texas in lane 5. Crews now approach the 500 meter mark. Virtually even between the crews in lanes 1, that would be the University of Virginia, University of Washington in lane 2, and UCLA in lane 3. And then quite a battle for positions 4 and 5 from the outside lanes. That's the call at 500 meters.
Yes, so here we have the University of Virginia, ranked #1.
And there in lane number 1 and our early leader. In lane number 2, it is the University of Washington. UCLA is in lane number 3. Washington State is pulling out of lane number 4, and the University of Texas is out there in lane number 5. And just as soon as we can, we'll pick up the coxswain's call from the University of Virginia boat. She is in lane 1 and on the lead.
Up in 2, 1, walk. Drop in out. Squeeze around. 5. Sharp. Yeah. 9. There.
Well, apparently the microphone that we have, the wireless, is not quite in range to our antenna here, so we'll wait until she picks it up. You can hear her slightly in the background as she eggs on her crew, and being successful at it right now is University of Virginia is in lane number 1 with Washington in lane 2, and they are currently in second spot, but there's no separation there. And then lane 3, UCLA is also hanging right in there. Washington State and Texas falling off the pace just slightly. This is the coxswain for the University of Virginia in lane 1 and on the lead.
Yeah, all right, 3-4. You want it? You want it? Your turn to play. Get it. 2.
Right, so what the coxswain is doing here is in the early part of the race, she'll be trying to get them to row the best they can, but as they get more fatigued through the race, she gets more emotional and she gets the crew locked on and fires them up.
Wisco Washington took a seat back. Took a seat back. We're still moving for UCLA's bow ball.
Well, bow ball and bow ball between Washington and UCLA, with Virginia on a 5-seat lead here as they come down to 1,000 meters to go in this first of 3. And the first 2 crews will move on, then the second 2 crews to the petite final. So there's quite a battle here for number 1 and number 2 to move into the Jessop-Whittier Cup final. Virginia, Washington, UCLA. Nobody's going away. On the outside, Washington State has tailed back just a little bit, and then Texas has begun to move up on the outside. Washington really has ratcheted up. They have run it out to 38 strokes while Virginia is staying at 34. So we'll see if this 1,000-meter move by Washington pays off for them as we're listening to the coxswain from Virginia.
Here we go. We're going to show this race, this team, this country. They're going to have to pry it from our hands. Pry it from our hands. This 10. 1, walk. 2, UCLA's foul ball. 3, lock on. 4, right there. 5, here we go. We can. We're into the last 500 now. Bodies up, locking on. Stay smooth, drop in. Yup, right there. Yes, walking again. Lock on, squeeze up. L blade to the water right there, blade to the water. Yup, set. Squeeze.
She is, the coxswain is, as I mentioned, driving her crew home, getting them fired up, maybe stretching the truth just a little, because I'm pretty sure Washington is hanging on to them and mounting their own challenge. But the Washington coxswain will be telling them that it is still possible. Meanwhile, the Virginia coxswain's going to try to keep them up and breathing.
Motherhood, apple pie, and nation. She's invoking here the Washington coxswain, and it's working so far. She's on the shoreline and on the lead. Washington is driving in the middle, and UCLA is coming up on them. It is Virginia along the shoreline, continuing to lead. They've moved it up to 43, but Washington's not going away. 4 seats to make up with UCLA shadowing them. The top 2 positions will go as the Virginia along the shoreline has about a 4-seat lead. And then Washington is hanging on. Then UCLA. It is open water back to Washington State. And then Texas on the far outside. Back to our leaders. Virginia holding on as Washington looks like they might be able to hold off UCLA on the outside. It is Virginia from Charlottesville on the shoreline continuing to lead as you hear their coxswain egging on the crew from behind. UCLA is in the middle and moving up, and then on the far outside it is Washington.
I'm sorry. Sorry, so what should I not do? Okay, all right, sorry. Okay. Okay. Sorry. So our unofficial results in that race would be Virginia, then Washington, then UCLA, and what a charge those two crews put on. They will move to the, unofficially will move to the grand final tomorrow, and Washington State and Texas to the petite final.
Two minutes.